Hey everyone, Big Pauly back for a brand new video, back for the complete collection. Yes, we are still going through, in fact we've only just started. Yeah, today we are on the letter D. It's starting to sound like Sesame Street. Yes, not a bad stack, not a big one, but yeah, let's go through them. Okay, so we're going to start. I've kind of got them in some alphabetical order, but I'll need to reshuffle them to put them back on the shelf. And it doesn't include things like Die Hard. Why not? Because Die Hard falls in the 4K and box set category, so you'll see those later on. So these are just standard Amores. Right, let's start at the top as we always do. First up, we have Daredevil with Ben Affleck. Yeah. In a red case. Yeah, I recently got this. I need to get a slipcover for this one. I've got one for Elektra, which you'll see in the next one, you know, under E. I enjoyed this film for what it was. You know, it's not a brilliant Marvel film, but, you know, it's good. And it's good to have it in the collection, so why not? Next up we have Dear Evan Hansen. Yes, this is an adaptation of a stage show. This is from the music is from the guys who did The Greatest Showman and La La Land, and it definitely comes across. I've not seen La La Land, but it definitely has that musical feel as the Greatest Showman. And it's about this, I won't say boy because he's a grown man. Yeah, the guy that plays Evan Hansen is actually the guy that played him on stage in America. And he's trying to play an older teenage kid, but you could definitely tell he's not. He tries to capture some of the mannerisms that a teenage kid would have. It works okay, but it's like Grease, isn't it? It's like the actors in Grease. How old were they? They were portraying high school kids. Yeah, so but other than that, it's got some really good musical numbers in it. It's sad in places, uplifting in others, and I thought it was a really good film. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I did. I really enjoyed it, honestly. Next up, we have a Western called Dad for $1. Yes, not I'll buy that for $1. Vengeance for the Right Price. This has got Willem Dafoe, Christoph Waltz, Benjamin Bratt. It's got Rachel Brosnahan, who's the new Lois Lane. It was a good Western from what I remember, but I don't remember much, so it can't have been that memorable. I think this was one of the really cheap ones. But I think it was a revenge. I think it was when is not a Western, a revenge film. Yeah. Next up, we have one that was, I believe, the Poundland bin a couple of weeks ago. The Descendants with good old George Clooney and Shailene Woodley. This was a good film. This was a good film about a father whose wife had died or was dying. And he got a couple of rebellious teenage daughters that he was trying to reconnect with and, you know, be a father for. So I enjoyed that. I thought it was really good. Great performance from George Clooney in that. Next up, we have Dark Water with Jennifer Connelly. I picked this one up from the boot fair, the car boot sale, and found out it was out of print and it's worth a fair amount. One sold on eBay for 90 quid. And I think CEX give you about 30 quid for it. So I didn't realise that it was that sought after. I still haven't seen it yet. So and don't worry, Jamie, if I don't like it, it's all yours. What else we got? Oh yeah, next up we have one from Australia. This is Danger Close. Yeah, the Battle for Long Tan, the most ferocious Anzac battle of the Vietnam War with a load of Australian soldiers. I need to rewatch this one because I can't remember too much about it. But I think it was set back in the 60s. I think I watched this one on Netflix. It might have been on Netflix or Prime, and then I thought I really enjoyed that. I'm going to hunt out the physical copy. So I imported the Australian version. Yeah, I really do need to watch that one. Yeah, I'll watch it again. Next up, we have one of the best disaster movies of the 1990s. We have Dante's Peak. This was brilliant. I love this film. Pierce Brosnan and Linda Hamilton. Like The Core and Deep Impact, this one needs to have a 4K. So hopefully at one point we will get a 4K for this. Whereas I believe the others are Paramount and this is Universal. So I'm not sure. And I'm not sure if it will get such a nice slipcover. But yeah, really good. Really good. Enjoy that film. Next up we have from the producers of Stranger Things and Arrival, called The Darkest Minds. Yes, this is exclusive only to HMV. So I believe it wasn't sold anywhere else, and you could only find it on Blu-ray in HMV. It says if you like the Hunger Games, you'll like The Darkest Minds. You can see it's got that kind of teenage kind of Hunger Games Divergent type following, you know, so far as the actors are concerned. Yeah, I still don't know what it's about though. I haven't seen it. I think I bought that about 3 years ago. You got to laugh, haven't you? Next up, we have one of the films from the 80s. It's one of my childhood films that I absolutely loved. I haven't seen it for decades, so definitely needs a rewatch. And that is Daryl. Yeah. Is he some kind of like government secret weapon or something? He can't remember anything about his past, yet in the present he goes beyond even genius levels of intelligence. The shocking truth is revealed the day his real parents turn up to claim him, and his perfect ordinary life is threatened by adults bent on his destruction. Yeah, I mean, like I say, I haven't seen this since probably the early 90s, so I need to do like an 80s recap and watch loads of 80s films, including like War Games and stuff like that. Ferris Bueller's Day Off is coming out, actually. That's coming out on 4K very soon. Next up, we have one from the author of Gone Girl with Charlize Theron called Dark Places. Chloe Grace Moretz, Nicholas Hoult and Christina Hendricks. A fantastic follow-up to Gone Girl. It's not really a follow-up to Gone Girl, is it? Or is it just what they mean by... Oh, the author. Just the author. Sole survivor of a home invasion where she famously witnesses the death of her mother and sisters. Yeah. Yeah. Seems interesting. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Next up, we have a bit of Sly Stallone. This, I believe, was part of subscriber mail for quite a while ago in a big box that I received. This is Detox. Yes. Is that Robert Patrick? Yes, no, it's not, is it? Yes, it is. Robert Patrick, Dina Meyer, and Sean Patrick Flannery. Oh, Indiana Jones. It looks like Chris Christopherson's in it as well. Yeah, I don't remember much about this. In fact, I'm not even sure I've actually seen Detox. Yeah, or down the bottom is called Im Org de Angst. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen it. Another great, absolutely brilliant disaster film. This one is from, when did this come out? I'm trying to remember. Was it the 80s or 90s? I'm sure it was the 90s, like the mid-90s or something. Yeah, 1996, I think it is. This is Daylight. This is, again, a bit more Stallone. This is one of those lovely Turbine releases from Germany. The other one that I've got is Twister. And I watched this version. This is fantastic. This picture quality on this is brilliant. The sound is fantastic. And wow, yeah, it's one of the best releases. If you get a chance, go onto Amazon Germany and pick up both Daylight and Twister, these versions, the Turbine versions, because they've got a whole host of special features on the back. and they are just the best versions of these that you can get. Dolby, and it includes Dolby Atmos as well, and also it includes Auro 3D, yeah, which is kind of like I think it's like a DTS, another format like DTS X. My receiver, I'm pretty sure my receiver can't decode it, but anyway, there you go. So yeah, Daylight. I think it comes with some bits. Yeah, it comes with a nice book. Comes with a nice book with glossy pictures and lots of German text that I can't read. But it's a nice addition to have. Yeah, so look for the turbine releases. I wish they would release more of these. There is a dragon, I think there's a Dragon Heart one, but apparently the pitch quality is not very good on it. But yeah, definitely Daylight, brilliant film. Next up we have Dazed and Confused. I've not seen this. This is supposed to be kind of like a classic from 90s? Probably. Yeah, I don't think it's an 80s film. Yeah, I think it's some kind of like high school thing, like Grease without the music. I don't know. I've not seen it. Next up we have old Jason Statham, well, not old Jason Statham. Jason Statham in Death Race. This is brilliant. I love this film. This is a very old Blu-ray. This is a very old Blu-ray. This is like at the height of when Blu-ray first started, and we started importing them in from America. You know, comes with a slim case and a slipcover as well, because it had these BD Live. It had these BD Live menus. You know, Blu-ray Live. Yeah. Haven't seen that for a long time, but I do remember that I really enjoy this. Definitely. What we got next? Next up we have The Dead Don't Die. I think this was going to be one of my Halloween watches, but I never got round to it, so it could be this year. But it's got a massive cast in it with Adam Driver, Bill Murray, Tilda Swinton, Steve Buscemi, Danny Glover, Iggy Pop, Selena Gomez. There's so many people in this. So I'll definitely try and make way for watching this one at Halloween. Next up we have Dead Snow, which is about Nazi zombies in the snow. Zombies, Nazis, blood on snow. It doesn't get any better. Ein Zwein die. Yes, this could be fun. It's got 80 minutes of exclusive extras in it as well. I'll probably need to watch this back to back with Dead Snow 2. Yeah, this one's got a slipcover as well. More or less of the same thing. The sequel you did not see coming. The sequel you did not see coming. Oh, God. The best Nazi zombie film ever made. Okay, so they're saying the first one's not that good. It could be a barrel of laughs. It could be a bit of fun. Next up we have some shark action. Yes, we have Deep Blue Sea with Samuel L. Jackson, Thomas Jane and LL Cool J. Yeah, bigger, smarter, faster, meaner. One of the best shark movies out there. Probably the only one of the Deep Blue Seas you need to own. It's like Starship Troopers. You don't need to own any of the others because they don't live up to the original. Next up we have from the director of Dog Soldiers, a film by Neil Marshall, we have Descent. Yes, and this is not the one about the London Underground with the trains and everything. No, this is the one with the cave divers and there's something living down there and attacking people. Yeah, and I do remember that I did really enjoy this. Yes, that's the Descent. And I found this one recently, The Descent Part 2. Yeah, with a slipcover as well. So I've heard it's not as good, but I definitely want to give that one a go. I definitely do want to give that one a go. Yeah, that's right. That's English, isn't it? Yeah. Next up, we have some Minions. We have a double pack here. We have Despicable Me and we have Despicable Me 2 in this nice slip box. There they are. One's 3D, isn't it? Yeah, Despicable Me. Despicable Me is just the regular one, and Despicable Me 2D. 2D. Despicable Me 2. This is going well, isn't it? Is 3D. So I got the 3D disc and the 2D disc. So there we go. So double the fun there. And of course, Despicable Me 3. Also 3D in this one. All the Minions ones, of course, are under M for Minions. But these are fun films. I've seen most of these at the cinema with Claire, and we had a blast with them. Next up, we have a film that I think has come up a few times on the What Flick. It's called Detroit, with what's his name? It's John Boyega. Oh, and it's Anthony Mackie, and what's his name? I can't remember his name. Will Porter. Yeah. Yeah, there's something to do with about riots in Detroit or something. One of the year's best films. So yeah, it looks good. Next up, we have a bit of Bond. Yes, a bit of Bond. Bit of James Bond. We definitely need a series of Pierce Brosnan 4K releases. Yes, this one's Die Another Day. 2002, I believe. I saw this in London at the Leicester Square Empire with Lulu. Die Another Day. Yeah. It has its moments. It goes a little bit too far-fetched with like the invisible car and all the surfing. and terrible acting by Madonna. But other than that, it's an enjoyable film. Plus, it's got John Cleese in it, you know, playing Q. So that's good. Next up, we have Dogma, one of Kevin Smith's films. Now, the UK doesn't have a Dogma Blu-ray. They do in America, but it goes for crazy money, like $80 or $90, or maybe even more. I imported this one. I can't remember where from. It's the Blue Cinematheque, I think it's called. It's one of the like Swedish, Norwegian areas, that kind of area, but I'm not exactly sure which one it comes from. It is English 5.1. Yeah, I'm not sure. It is. I think it's Dutch, but I'm not sure which area this comes from. And it's one of these digipacks. It is an official release as well, so it's not a bootleg or anything. Oh, it might be German actually. It could be German because it's got one of the logos down there. So it opens up. You've got a nice picture of Jesus there, and probably about the film. We've got the cast list in there, and we have the disc. So it's a nice addition. You know, it's probably one of the cheapest options to have, because this only cost about £22 back in the day when I bought it. So it's a good film as well. I enjoy that film. Next up, we have some Al Pacino. That's right, brother of Cappuccino. We have Dog Day Afternoon, about a bank robbery and hostages and that. And yeah, it's a great film. What can I say? It's a great film. Al Pacino is fantastic. Next up, we have Donnie Darko, a film that I've never got on with. Yeah. I don't know what it is about this film. I think it's slow and twisted. I need to rewatch as a more mature adult. I don't know where I'm going to get a more mature adult from, but maybe I'll just drag someone in off the street, because I saw this a long time ago, and this is the original version. I don't know if it comes with a theatrical, extended version, probably not, but I think I could probably only manage the theatrical version. Next up, is this from Neil Marshall as well? I think this might be. Yeah, this is from Neil Marshall as well. This is another one that came out about the same time as Death Proof. This is Doomsday, Mankind as an Expiration Date. Yeah. And even back then they were giving us nice glossy slips with lots of silver foil on it and everything. Again, you know, the BD Live special features there. Blu-ray controls, you control it. Again, another one that is going to need maybe a repeat viewing sometime because it's been so long since I've seen it. Next up we have Dora the Explorer. Yes, I know, I bought Dora the Explorer. Yeah. A terrific family adventure. I never watched Dora the Explorer on TV, you know, the kids program or the animated program, but I figured it's kind of like a Jumanji Indiana Jones type of thing. So I figured I'd pick that up for a bit of family fun. Next up we have one from the writer and director of Bone Tomahawk and Sprawling Cell Block 899. I have not seen Brawling Cell Block 99 yet, but this one is called Dragged Across Concrete, which nobody wants that to happen, do they? You get all bloody knees. Yeah, Mel Gibson and Vince Vaughn, so it's definitely going to be a good one. I definitely need to watch that one. That and Cell Block 99. Next up, we have the final last few days or last few weeks of Adolf Hitler in Downfall, starring Bruno Ganz. And I think this is going to be a hard-hitting film. I've not seen it. I've seen clips of it. I've seen clips of him as Hitler, and I think he's quite chilling, you know. No one, oh my God, yeah, because look at that. Just, I don't think anybody could ever portray Hitler probably like he can. Although I do, Mr. Bronson from Grange Hill, what is his name? Michael something. He was Hitler in Indiana Jones, wasn't he? But I think that's going to be a more brutal version of Hitler. Next up, with Bambi, with with Barbie fresh in the cinema, we have Drive. Yeah, Drive with Ryan Gosling. I really like this slipcover. It's, you know, it's got some nice spot gloss on there, and I like the purples. This features an alternative Radio 1 soundtrack and the making of with Zane Lowe. How low can you go? Zane Lowe. Yes, a truly astounding movie. I need to rewatch this because I haven't seen this in a long time. It comes with some nice postcards. And I know what you're wondering. Why have I not put this in a purple case? Yeah, why have I not put this in a purple case? I might have to, you know, I might have to sort that out. Next up, we have John Cusack and Thomas Jane, One Hell of a Ride. Have not seen this. I believe this was a Poundland bin, probably a good 3 to 4 years ago. Was it Poundland? If it's Poundland, then why isn't it in the Poundland bin? Maybe I have seen it. Or maybe it was a charity shop pickup. Oh, I can't remember. It's called, what is it called? Drive Hard. Yeah, not Die Hard, Drive Hard. Does look a bit action-packed there, but, you know, covers can be misleading, as we know from DVDs. One day I'll see it. Next up, we have a film with Tom Hardy and James Gandolfini, which is really good, and that's called The Drop. Hard-edged thriller, yeah, and Gandolfini's final role. Brilliant. 2 left. We have a Steven Spielberg classic. We have Duel. Yeah, I know there's another version coming out. There's a 4K steelbook coming out soon, which I've got a pre-order in, but I definitely had to have this in the collection and in a black case. What can I say? This is brilliant. This is a fantastic film. This is basically Jaws without the shark. Last one, And I've seen this one quite a long time ago. I believe this was a Poundland bin one, and I have seen this. From Rennie Harlin, director of Die Hard 2 and Cliffhanger. This is called the Dyatlov Pass Incident. Yeah, based on true events. And I remember I really enjoyed this. It's about a group of hikers that go, is it Russia? I think in the snow peak mountains of Russia. And there's kind of like the dead in there, or zombies or something. I can't quite remember. American students set out to film a documentary following the fateful path of 9 skiers that disappeared in 1959. That's right. Trying to solve one of the most bizarre mysteries of the 20th century, the group aren't prepared for what they find or what finds them. A truly disturbing story with a twist that will blow your mind. Yeah, I remember this. This was really good. I enjoyed this. Yeah, this had that real horror element. Yeah. The Dyatlov Pass Incident. Fantastic. Okay, so there we go. So that is D done. D done. Yeah. Next up, of course, we've got E. I think there's quite a lot of E's. We're at ease here. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like it by giving it some thumbs up. Blah, 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 blah. Don't forget to subscribe, comment and share. I've now got to scan that lot and put it into me CLZ library, because I'm doing it as I go. Wish me luck, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.